their trainers everywhere. They trained, did a great job. I thought they looked good today. Obviously some look better than others, and everybody can have their opinion on who looked good and who didn't. But I was impressed with the way they came back.
You guys had a lot of the faster times at the combine. Some of the times Randy here would have beaten more times at the combine. What helps your guys be so fast on and off the field?
You know what? I don't know what it is. I mean, there's just a bunch of different things. Obviously, the trainers wherever they were helped out because we don't run many 40s. But to me, when you talk about strength and conditioning, you talk about Coach Stacchiotti and his entire staff. I mean, the development they've had, they just didn't go away for a couple months and all of a sudden get fast. I mean, Brandon Hill was fast already. Izzy was fast as we watched him run through defensive lines and linebackers. But I think it's the strength work we do. I think it's getting them to play fast every day in practice and not something they've never done before. We play fast. We try to practice fast every day and try to get the best out of them. So I think that's part of it. But you got my hat goes off to Mike Stacchiotti and our strength staff.
What goes through your mind when a guy, Kenny Pickett, gets drafted in the first round and all your defensive backs, I think 3 in a row have gotten drafted 3 years in a row. What does it say to you?
That's what we're supposed to do. That's our job. Our job is to develop these guys and get them to play and teach them. And again, as a coach, we don't coach the 40. We try to get them fundamentally. You watch go through the drills. You watch Eric Howett go down that hash and go right down the hash and open up his hips and flip and go and straight as an arrow. And you watch things like that. And that's our job as coaches. It's our job as coaches when they talk to a coach that they can speak the language and they can talk football. And that's our job as coaches. Our guys doing A+ work there too.
Pat, considering all that this group accomplished on the field during their time at Pitt, does this give you a little bit extra pride? Is this pro day a little extra special, just seeing that this group was the ACC championship group, this group was the group that got you ranked back-to-back years? Do you carry an extra pride with this group?
Yeah, I mean, pride's a I don't know, ugly word. I mean, it's not pride, it's just what we do. It's our job. It's something you love to do. It's a passion more than it is a pride thing. Again, this is no different than the first year. Those are our kids out there. And I always say this. Sometimes NFL coaches, that don't know you, they're not calling you because they know we're going to say good things. They're like our kids. They're our children. There's someone. We're with them all day long. But I mean, from first pro day to this one, number 8 or whatever it is, it's really the same.
Do you find yourself reflecting on a day like this? Like, look at somebody and think, man, I remember being in that living room when that guy was a junior.
Oh, yeah. You reflect a lot on it, every one of them as you go through the process. And, I'm looking at the D-line at the end going, man, I'm going to miss these 3 These 3 guys. Those are 3 football players over there. So, yeah, I mean, it's, you reflect and every one of them, where they came from and what they did and how they did it. And it's been a long time.
How about with Kalijah? Just what stood out to you most when you're recruiting him? And then where's he developed most since he's been at Pitt?
Oh man, he's developed in every respect. I mean, on the field, off the field, socially. I mean, just in every way. I mean, he's a good football player. I mean, he's gotten better, and he's learned how to have a motor. I think when you talk about motor and consistency, probably that might be the place he's most improved from when he was a baby and he could do it a play and then take a couple off. Now he does it all. I mean, it's natural. I mean, they wanted more drills. They're like, that's it, we're done. They wanted more at the end there.
How about just he's consistently, it seems like, proving to people that he's not this undersized guy, that there's a lot more to his game. When you were recruiting him, did you have questions at all about his size? Or
no, we're not. I'm never worried about size. Sometimes those bigger guys can get knocked off the ball quicker. Those shorter guys, and again, he's not short. He's 6'1". A little bit more, I guess, and he's 280, so he's not small. He's played big and big. This is big boy football. This is I think he's proven that some people don't have the scheme, maybe the ability to coach like we do. We can play with those guys. We're not worried about the Aaron Donalds of the world. We kind of like those guys. So size we don't worry about size at all, ever.
What about guys like Voss? He was joking around. You used to all call him your recruit because you saw him dunk in high school. You went there with Tim. What's it mean for a guy like him who you've seen go through this entire process?
I mean, they're all the same. I mean, everybody had a different path to get where they are, and that was one of those telling some of the coaches from the Steelers, just his that last visit, going out and just not even looking for him and found him by accident. That was a good day. I probably should go back and look at the notes and find out what day that was and put it on my calendar for the rest of my life. But he's special, just like they all are.
Can you share any interesting tidbits of any conversations with scouts you had today?
Yeah, man. I think the most of the conversations, a couple individual, and some of them I'll keep private. But the big thing is just we had one guy from the Rams talk about we got the best workout gear of any thing he's got. That was just at the end there, Ted. But I think the big thing here is just how smart our guys are, and just how they represent themselves out here. I think that's the big thing.
Why is it a quote unquote accident that you saw Sarvasia? Tell me that story again.
You remember? We were just going recruiting, and we popped into his high school, and we didn't go there to see him. We were just going there to say hello to the coach, look and see if they had any underclassmen. It was late in January before the February sign date at the time, and the coach said, I still got a linebacker out there. He said, let me see him. So I watched the tape on my phone. I'm watching his huddle tape on the phone. I was like, this guy's pretty good. Let me see him. And then I met him, and then we were able to talk at that time in January. And I said, can you dunk? And he said, yes. And he goes, let me send it to you. He texted me the pictures, and I was like, you have a scholarship, and we're bringing it up this weekend. And that was it. A couple hours later, Syracuse offered him after we did.
Do you ask every prospect you visit, can they dunk?
No. I just want to. I don't know. I don't know. How those just happen. I just want to find out how athletic he's still out there, and that's the thing. We trust our opinion on what we see, and I think that's important.
Pat, Izzy had a couple of injuries over the offseason he was dealing with and missed the combine, but came out today and ran a really good 40 and showed off his athleticism. I mean, what stood out to you about him today, and what makes you think that he's a fit for the next level?
That 41-inch vertical, and I looked at his back. I was like, whoa, look at that dude, And maybe I just haven't looked at him with his shirt off in a long time, but he was a beast over there, jumping, and then the way he ran at 217 or 18 pounds. I mean, that's a big man running fast. So I don't think he played it that way. I think he, probably has another 7. Most guys get skinnier for pro day so they can run faster. He put on, more horsepower and went out there and ran really well.
Are you impressed with how athletic and how polished he is for his age? I think he's only 20, like he just turned 20.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously could have had another year, but yeah, I mean, he's a grown man right now.
And what are your thoughts on John Patrician giving it another try and shape and just the not giving up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's ever going to give up. He may be coming back in 3 years asking if he can have another day. We initially were not going to let him run because I don't want a bunch of guys. This is about the 2022 guys. But I said, listen, if you can find an NFL team that wants you to run, then we're going to listen to the NFL. We're not, So I had that very simple talk with him, and his agent got someone to say, hey, we want to see him run. So he did a nice job today. So good for him.
There are a lot of mock drafts that are predicting Kabaja to be taken in the first round, and will be back-to-back years with the first-round pick from Pitt. What would that say about you and the success of this program that you've built?
It would say a lot. That'd be big time to have 2 first-rounders, put another guy up on the board, and it just tells you about our evaluation and our development. It tells you that we're looking at the right guys, character-wise, athletic-wise, and so we've done a good job at looking at what we want. And I don't know how many offers. I mean, I don't go back and look. I don't know how many stars he had. I don't know how many offers he had out of high school, but we found someone that we liked, just like a Kenny Pickett, and then we bring him in here and we develop him the right way. And I think it says a lot about what we'll do if someone comes to Pitt.